Myself Sonam teacher. Today I am going to teach you for class 7th English from that textbook Honeycomb, lesson number 4, and the lesson name is The Ashes That Made Trees Bloom. See, as you come to know by the name of the lesson, it is related to the ashes, that is the burn material or the waste of after burning something. And the trees, yes, trees are the living beings, living things which are very useful to us. As we talk about the trees, we will find out in the different types and they are always helpful to us. But in this lesson, we are going to see the story of a couple who are living in the village lonely, means they were not having a child. So, they were just keeping or they just loved their pet dog as their child, means they were thinking that baby dog or that dog is only their child. See, if you are having a pet animal in your home, what you are doing? Yes, you also like or you also loves that pet animal, and like a family member you feed them or you play with them, you take care of them. If they are not feeling well, you just concern to the veterinary doctor. Same way, the couple was loving to that dog who was staying with them. As they were not having a child, they feel like the dog is only their child. So, you can imagine if someone is feeling or parents are loving their children so much, same way the couple was loving too much to that dog. So, they never keep that dog away from them, and the dog also loved them very much. But then too the few people are there in everyone's life, might be at once we get connected or just we face such type of people who does not like our happiness, or they just feel if you are having something good with you, that should be in their family or in their life. Same way, the couple was happy with their pet dog like a child. Then too one of the neighbor was jealous with them and who are always trying to trouble that both old couple. So that they were this story is related to the old people who are accompanied with a dog, who are very generous and happy in their own life, and the person was a farmer, but they were having a very bad neighbors, and how that neighbors are disturbing the life of this couple, that we are going to see in this story. And if you are disturbing others life or you are just hurt someone, then what the God will do with you? The same moral you will get in the story. So, let us see. Open your textbook Honeycomb, page number 55. The story name is The Ashes That Made Trees Bloom. In the good old days of the daimyos, there lived an old couple whose only pet was a little dog. Having no children, they loved it as though it were a baby. The old dame made it a cushion of blue crepe, and at mealtime Muko, for that was its name. What was the Muko? Yes, it is the name of a pet dog of that couple. Would sit on it as young as any cat. The kind people fed the pet with the tied bits of the fish from their own chopsticks and all the boiled rice it wanted. Means thus the treated the dumb creature loved its the protectors like a being with a soul. See, as we read the first sentence, we will got one word, that is daimyos. What is the daimyos? It is a word related to the person who are the wealthy person, wealthy landowners from the early Japan, or in 19th century the people who were having the much more land, or they were the land owners who are just keeping other people to work in their farm, those were known as daimyos. So, there was many people in that country who were the daimyos, and There was a small family who was working with under the daimyos, that is a old man and a woman, who were having a pet dog, that is Muko. As you also like to give the name to your pet animals, the both husband and wife also gave the name to their pet animal, as they love him like their child. See, here they had described that they love to that dog like their own child, so that they were feeding that dog with fish and the boiled rice also. Means while giving those type of food items, they were using their own spoons or the fork to feed him. The old man, being a rice farmer, went daily with hoe or spade into the fields, working hard from the morning until Otento Samo, as the sun is called, and gone down behind the hills. Every day the dog followed him to work. See, here is one phrase, Otento Samo. It means the person, that farmer, was working from early morning to till the evening. Means after the sun sets, that time only he stopped to work in the farm. He was very hard working person who was working very faithfully in his own farm, that he wanted to grow the crop very nicely, as he was a farmer of rice. Means he was growing the rice in the field, and whenever he was going to the farm, that time the dog was followed him. See, if you are having your family member is having any shop or field, that time you also many times insist to go with your parents. Yes, suppose you are having holiday and that day your mother or father is going to attend the shop, then you are also insist them that I will come with you. Same way, that pet dog was daily give company to his owner or the farmer, as he loves very much. There is a daily routine of that farmer, that he was going early in the morning and he came back to the home after sunset, and the dog was followed by, the dog was always following his owner, never once harming the white heron that walked into the footsteps of the old man to pick up the worms. See, this is the name of one bird, heron, like a duck. It looks like a duck, but it is a different bird, heron. It always likes to eat the small worms and insects which are found on the grass. So that most of the time what they are doing, when they see any people or someone is walking on the grass, they come and start to eating the worms. As soon as the person or any animal will keep their leg on the grass, automatically the worms or insects, they just started to fly near the grass. So, they can grab it properly, pick up it properly and eat. So, whenever the farmer is started to walk in the farm, that time the heron, white heron, is always coming near to the footsteps of the old man, and he starts to pick up that worms. But as the bird is not afraid with the farmer, then too the bird is not afraid with the dog. Why? Because the dog was also very kind. As he was living with that couple, the couple loves him like a child, so that the dog is also not harming that bird. For the old fellow was patient and kind to everything that he had life, and often turned up a sword or on purpose of give food to the birds. See, the farmer was very kind person and patient person. He was having very much patience. See, if someone is teasing you, that time you get impatient, angry, and you started to use any bad words, or again you also oppose that person. But this farmer was very patient, he was very kind and generous, so he does not get angry very easily. he was just thinking or keep quiet if someone is get angry with him, and he was waiting to keep that person calm, and after that he just talk about whatever he wants. And he always generous for the birds and animals, as we seen in the first and second paragraph, that he is very kind to his pet animal dog, as he feels the dog is my child, like a child he was treating him. Same way he offers food to the birds also. So he was not just making out that birds like white heron. He allows to stay them in the farm, and he never beat them. One day the dog came running to him, putting his paws against his legs and motioning with his head to some spot behind. The old man at first thought his pet was only playing and did not mind it, but the dog kept on whining and running to and fro for some minutes. Then the old man followed the dog a few yards to a place where the animal began a lively scratching. See, as soon as the farmer saw that, his pet dog came running towards him, and after that he was putting his both front legs on the in between the farmer's leg, and he was just nodding his head. He was showing something with the help of his head, that come here, something is there, like this. But the farmer was not getting what actually the dog wanted to show, what he is denoting. He was just think the dog is playing with him, but afterwards he come to know that the dog is not playing, but the dog wants to show something to the farmer. He wanted to take him at different place, the nearer place where he had found something else. Then the farmer followed the dog, and the dog take him near about few yards, and he started to scratching the land, means he started to digging the particular ground, thinking it was possibly a buried bone or a bite of fish. The old man struck his hoe in the earth, when lo, a pile of the gold gleamed before him. See what happened? As soon as he just saw the dog started to digging out the ground, he feel that might be the dog is loving to eat fish, or else any buried or bite of fish is fall there, so that he started to find out. But actually, as the farmer wanted to help the dog to get that fish or the bone, he find out the gold coins. He find out the gold coins whichever buried under the ground. See, in this picture you can observe, here is a farmer and his pet dog, who was just help his owner to get the golden coins. Thus in an hour the old couple were made rich. See, as they both husband and wife, they dig that particular ground area, that time they got so many coins, gold coins, and they become the rich people. The good souls bought a piece of land, made a feast for their friends, and gave the plentifully to their poor neighbors. As for the dog, they petted him till they nearly smoothed him with the kindness. See, they feel that we are having now so many coins, gold coins, so they just sold those coins and they become very rich person. They just took a small piece of land for themselves, and they were not stopped by doing this, but also they had purchased some feast and sweets for the friends. Also they had helped to their poor neighbors, as they both were very generous and kind people. Not only that, but also they had helped to their dog, they were just treat the dog very much lovingly as compared to previously. Means they become very happy that the pet dog to whom we were thinking a child, he really helped us, and because of him we become rich, and now we does not need to do much more hard work, or very easily we can live our life, or happily we can complete our life. Now in the same village there lived a wicked old man and his wife, not a bit sensitive and kind, who had always kicked and scolded all dogs whenever any passed their house. Hearing of their neighbor's good luck, they coaxed the dog into their garden and set before him bites of the fish and other dainties, hoping he would find a treasure for them also. But the dog, being afraid of the cruel pair, and would neither eat nor move. See, as in the starting of the lesson what I told you, whenever you are becoming successful or your life is too happy, that time we face such type of people who does not like your happiness, or they feel jealous with your happiness. Such type of people in society in very less numbers, but in our whole life at least once we face such type of people. Same here, the couple who were very generous and they never harm anyone, but then too they got such neighbors who never likes the other people will become rich, or they are living a simple happy life. So as soon as they come to know that the old lady and his husband they got the treasure due to the dog, they think that what we'll do, we'll just steal that dog, will just keep that dog at our home and will feed him, and he will show us, or he will find out for us a treasure, and will also become the very rich people. But as previously they both were very cruel and they were not like the dogs too. So whenever the dogs are coming near to their garden, always they started to beat them, or they scold to the owners of that dogs that we don't like the dogs. They always dislike the dogs. But now they decided to take that old couple's dog and they will feed him, so that dog will automatically show the treasure like his owner. But as they brought the dog and they just started to feed him with the fish, the dog does not eat anything. He was just afraid with that cruel pair of the couple, and he does not move and also not ate something. Then they dragged him out of flowers, taking a spade and hoe with them. No sooner had the dog got near a plane tree and growing in the garden, than he began to paw and scratch the ground as if a mighty treasure lay beneath. See what happened? As previously he did the same action, he just called his owner and he shown a particular place or ground, and under that when he started to scratch, the owner helped him. He might feel that the dog is searching for the fish or any bone, so he helped him. But during that digging that particular land, he got the golden coins. The same action he did for the neighbors, the cruel neighbors who does not like the dog, but today they are feeding the dog for getting the treasure. Then the dog take them at the particular place and he started to dig out. Then both the husband and wife, the cruel neighbors, feel very happy. They get excited that now we'll also get the treasure and will become very much rich, and we can show that neighbors that we are also the rich people. Quick, wife, hand me the spade and the hoe. Then the husband said to his wife, that old person said that you just give me that tools that I can dig out this particular land or area and I can get the money. Cried the greedy old fool, as he danced with joy, and he was started to dance before getting the coins. He was become very much excited and happy, and he started to dance and just become very much happy that now I am going to become a very much rich person than my neighbor. Then the covetous old fellow with a spade and the old corn with a hoe began to dig, but there was nothing but a dead kitten. See what happened? There was not a treasure, no any coins, golden coins, but there was a dead kitten. Do you know the kitten? Yes, the baby cat who was died, that is dead kitten was there, and it was buried by someone, the smell of which made them drop their tools and shut their nose. See, if any creature died and it is buried under the ground, and after some time if you start digging that particular place, there will be very bad smell, the odor will be not good for you, or you cannot bear it, automatically your hands will goes to your nose. Same way the couple just they had covered their nose, that was very bad smell. The furious at the dog, the old man kicked and beat him to death. See that whenever they come to know that dog had not shown us the treasure, instead of that he shown the dead kitten to us, and due to getting angry after smelling that bad smell of the dead kitten, he become very much angry, and he started to beat that dog, and he beat in that amount. Because of that the dog was died, and the old woman finished the work by nearby chopping off his head with the sharp hoe. They had flung him into the hole, and they heaped the earth over his carcass. See what he did? The old man became very angry, and he killed the dog by beating, and after that his cruel wife, she cut his head, make his body, she chopped it into small pieces, and they had just they had buried that dog at that particular hole. And after that they feel that we have to give this notice, or we have to just tell this news to his owner, that dog's owner, as they feel very happy, though they are very unhappy, they are not getting the treasure, but they are happy that the dog is no more, and now the neighbors will not get the treasure. The owner of the dog heard of the death of his pet, and mourning for him as if he had become his own child, went at night under the pine tree, set up some bamboo tubes in the ground, such as are used for the tombs, in which he can put the fresh flowers. Then he laid a cup of water and a tray of food on the grave, and burned several costly sticks in a incense. He mourned a great while over his pet, calling him many dear names as if he were alive. See, as soon as the farmer come to know that the dog is no more, he was killed by someone, or he is dead, now he cannot see his dog again alive. So he become very unhappy, and he just rushed to that particular place where the dog was buried by the neighbors. There he made a particular arrangement like we are making for the human beings. He just brought some fresh flowers, kept there, and he kept some water and some food items which he was giving to that dog always. Means the dog's favorite food he kept there where the dog was buried. Also he had brought some sticks, costly sticks, which were having the essence or the good smell to just for that dog. and after that he started to call that dog by the different lovely names, the loving names, dearer names, as in our family member we just having different names like a nicknames. Means if your name if you are having a big family, your grandparents are calling you with different name, your parents are calling you with different names, sometimes your friends also create your nicknames that are the lovely names or the dearer names. Same way the couple were thinking the dog was their child, so they were having many names for that Muko. As the Muko was the prime name, they were just calling the dog with the different names also whenever they loved him. And same way as he was become very sad, he started to call that dog as he feel that if I'll call the dog will come back. He was he cannot control his emotions and he was very sensible for that dog. That night the spirit of dog appeared to him in a dream and said, cut down the pine tree over my grave and make from it a mortar for your rice pastry and mill for your bean sauce. See what happened at night when the farmer get sleep. After that he got a dream, and in that dream who came? Yes, his loved one dog to whom he was feeling a child, and he said that you have to cut the pine tree and you make a mortar for that from that pine tree for making the pastry of the rice. And so he can make the small pastry of the bean sauce also. See, here is a picture of pine tree and the soul of the dog is shown here, and how the farmer brought some particular essence sticks for that dog and he just keep that all around the pine tree. So the old man chopped down the tree and cut out the middle of the trunk, a section about 2 feet long, with a great labor, partly by fire, partly by the chisel. He just scraped out a hollow place as big as small bowl. He then made a long handle hammer of a wood, each as it is used for pounding the rice. To make the rice into a flour, to just make it paste, he had made the crushing grinder with the help of that tree. When New Year's time drew near or came near, that time he wished to make some rice pastry. When the rice was all boiled, granny was put into the mortar, and the old man lifted his hammer to pound the mass into the dough. He started to make the pre-process to make the pastry, and that time he was using the same mortar which was made by the trunk of pine tree, and it was suggested by the soul of dog or spirit of dog, and the blows fell heavy and the fast till the pastry was all ready for the baking. Suddenly the whole mass turned into the heap of gold coins. When the old woman took the hand mill and filling it with the beans began to grind, the gold dropped like rain. See, whenever they started to just grind that rice and they trying to make the pastry or the dough of the pastry and started to bake that, suddenly the rain like gold coins started to fall in their house. Meanwhile, the envious neighbors peeped in the window when the boiled beans were being ground. See, when the small that beans were become into the small pieces of gold, that time the neighbors came near to the window and they saw that there was a rain of golden coins or the pieces, and they were just excited or they just surprised with all these appearance or whatever is happening in the home of old lady and farmer. As previously they were get very much angry with the dog, that dog had not provided them or they not shown the particular place where he had shown the treasure to his owner, and now they are watching that particular machine which is having while working it is giving the rain of coins. So, they decided that now we will steal that or we will call or we will ask them for getting that motor for some time just to borrow, and then we will become very much rich people than those both people. So, means as previously they tried to become a rich person by getting the treasure, but it was fail. So, in next episode we are going to see what happens next, really that greedy people, that old man and woman, they got treasure or not. So, till then you have to read the story and underline the hard words which you not understood. So, we can clear it in next episode. Thank you.